Hi guys! Good morning or afternoon or evening. My hair looks like shit. I straight up just woke up from bed and I wanted to film this get ready with me makeup tutorial because I have a photo shoot today and I want to bring you guys with me. Yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my makeup or what I'm going to be doing my makeup for this photo shoot. It is going to be a very simple, easy makeup look. Especially when I do photo shoots, I tend to not do anything too crazy because I want to be able to use the makeup for a lot of looks, and sometimes when it's too heavy, it kind of clashes with the look. So I just tend to do something very simple, and if anything, I can always just bump it up with like eyeliner or lipstick or more blush. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing. Okay, I'm actually going to put my hair up. Oh my god, I have my ears pierced up here and they always get stuck on everything. I really don't care what I look like in this video, okay? One of the things I'm actually going to start with is actually spray my face with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I found this recently and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, this shit is actually really good. I have two. I have the travel size one and I also have the big one, but I bought the small one only because I travel a lot and I have a little small pouch of makeup that I use and it takes up a lot of space when I take the big one. But I've always been really big on setting sprays, but I've always was stuck with the MAC Cosmetics setting spray, and that one's like my OG one, but I wanted to kind of veer off and try something new. And then I'm also just prepping my skin with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enrich base. This is an all-in-one primer and moisturizer, so I think this is, people actually really like this because it's one moisturizing but also can be used as a primer. With this one though, I love using it, but I love working this into my skin. I think that since I've gotten older, I've started to just appreciate taking care of myself, my skin, my body, my health overall. Literally the way how I used to do my makeup was I would start with my eyes and then move with complexion and skin, but now I'm starting with complexion and then skin and then eyes and then eyebrows, so I'll be a little bit of a mess. So clearly I've changed the way how I do my makeup. I'm going to use the Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in shade 4. So this is actually my perfect shade right now. Summertime, I think I'm a shade 5. But look, it's literally the color of my skin. And what's crazy is that, you know, I still have some acne scars. I'm on medication right now, but even then, like, it doesn't, what I like about this is that it makes it look like skin. Like, it almost looks like a tinted moisturizer over like a hydrating glow. So I'm just gonna work this in. I have this scar from a pimple that I had, this one right here, from people that I had like a year ago, and it hasn't gone away, and I've been using so many things. I even got a chemical peel and for some reason it hasn't been able to go away. I'm actually considering getting lasers on my skin because on camera you probably can't tell, but I do have a lot of hyperpigmentation on my skin, and that's one of the things that really bothers me the most. Is my skin was my biggest insecurity when I was younger because I can never get my skin to be right. And so now I went through Accutane, and unfortunately Accutane did not work for me the first round. I was supposed to go on it the second round, but it was so hard on my body. I was like, F that. I am not going on Accutane 2 times. I kind of dealt with it for a while. My acne came back, and then that's when I found out that I had PCOS. And for anyone that has PCOS, I highly recommend, if you are breaking out, to go see an endocrinologist and a dermatologist. Let them know that you're dealing with hormonal acne. And the thing is, like, I've always heard the term hormonal acne, but never knew exactly what that was. And then my dermatologist was like, listen, hormonal acne, you can't really control it, you can't really fix it because it's through your hormones, but you can like manage it. So Accutane honestly wasn't the best thing for me because I had hormonal acne, and even with Accutane, my acne was going to come back because of my hormones. So I ended up getting on a spironolactone medication, and that's what's been kind of controlling my situation. This is like my second one, and actually, is it my second one? I feel like it's my third one, but I've had a couple of these already, and it's a stick foundation, but I love it because it's super lightweight, but yet like buildable. I really love this. They sent this to me, but when I work from home and I have special meetings, this one seems to work the best for me without looking like super cakey. So this one I'm in shade 5. It smells like lavender, first of all. I love it because it's like super lightweight, and even though I have acne marks, it seems to do a good job. So like for me overall, the goal that I'm going for is super natural, even though like I want my skin to look like skin, even though I'm having a photo shoot. I can always retouch my skin. I just want to go for the effortless, minimal makeup look with a touch of like pop, and I know that the pop is going to be my lashes because I have lash extensions. For bronzer, I'm going to use the same Hello Happy Air Stick foundation from Benefit Cosmetics, but this is in shade number 5. This one, literally, it won't go up any higher, so I use this one all of the time, but it's just like creamy. It's a creamy foundation. It's like light to medium coverage, but it is buildable. So for this, I'm just adding it all over, honestly, just my forehead. And then my trick when it comes to contouring the chin line to make it look more chiseled, people tend to do their contour and add it like, do you see where that is, that shade? So people tend to put it like directly on here, and I don't like doing that because I feel like it just makes it look really obvious that you have product there. So what I like to do is go underneath it. This is from MAC Cosmetics. I've had these brushes for a very long time. I used to work at MAC Cosmetics. I'm moving on to concealer. You know what's so crazy is that I'm still so tired. Like I literally just woke up and got out of bed and started filming this. I still have my morning voice. So right now I've been really digging this concealer, and I know this is like an oldie, but I've been using this for years. I really enjoy using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Medium 3 in Praline. But I don't know why, like just the texture of this concealer I just love. And just blending that in with my brush. You know what's so funny is that I just noticed yesterday that I've never really was a big fan of the beauty blender. Like I have so many beauty blenders right here. I actually have more. And I never really was a really big fan of them. I think that as a makeup artist, I just got used to using whatever I had before the beauty blender came out, but also we weren't really allowed to use beauty blenders at MAC Cosmetics. We had to use our own brushes, so I think I just got used to using my brushes and using these on people that, I don't know, I just never picked up on it. So with this, I'm going to add some on my the middle of my nose. I'm not going to blend it out though, so I'm going to add a line. You probably can't see from the reflection of the light, but a line straight down, and then also right there. And then I'm also going to add some highlight right here. I'm not going to blend it out. I'm just going to leave it as is. But I'm going to move to contouring my nose. I'm going to use the Kylie Cosmetics Concealer in shade Toffee. I think this might be a little bit too dark for me though. But I literally just put a sprinkle on there, and I'm going to start contouring my nose. So I start all the way up here, following that like natural brow bone, and then just going down. My nose is actually a little bit crooked. I've been wanting to get rhinoplasty forever. I don't want to make drastic changes to my nose, but I do want to fix the crookedness, and I also have a little bump on the middle of my nose. You can't really notice, but I do have a bump on my nose. So here I do the diamond because I do have a diamond tip. And then whatever is left, I just kind of cut where that concealer was. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that for now. This part honestly was super necessary. You don't need to do this part, but I just did it. For my under eyes, I like to use a little small brush like this. I like to have a little more control when I'm setting my under eyes. And I'm using first the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. I think this is in shade number 2. And I like to set my under eyes first before I start baking. And I also set my eyes a little bit before I start my eyeshadow. Okay, moving on. I'm setting my eyes again. So first I did the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder just to set it. And then now I'm going to start baking a little bit and highlighting a little bit. So this is going to be the highlight part. This is Kylie Cosmetics setting powder in shade Soft Pink. This is the reformulated and repackaged one because this one has the mesh right in the middle. But I like to use a little sponge for this. The thing is that I haven't touched the contour yet. I'm leaving it still there for a while. What I'm trying to do is just leave it a little bit tacky. Let it dry a little bit. Lately, I've been liking how the like soft pink looks like under my eye. Before I go into powder, bronzer, or contour, I like to actually set my skin. So I'm going to use MAC Cosmetics in medium dark, sorry. This was literally my OG when I used to work at MAC. So clearly I'm sitting with powder right now, but at least the foundation and the cream bronzer will be set before I move on to powder contour and powder bronzer, if that makes sense. This is the Benefit Cosmetics Play Tint in Pink Lemonade. I think that's what it's called. But what I'm going to do is actually set some on my clear tray. I don't like putting it directly on my skin because sometimes because I already set with powder, sometimes when it does, it just like sets there without having to move. So I like to use my little blendy brush, foundation little brush, face brush, and just kind of add it on the brush, and then from there just kind of work with it, because otherwise it'll just sit there and absorb all of the powder that I just set. I'm just forgetting how to be a fucking YouTuber because I just forgot to dust the powder under my eyes. I clearly haven't done this in a very long time, guys. This is the reason why I like using this on a clear tray like this, is because, like I said, if I were to add this dot directly on here, honestly, it just stays because I just added powder, whereas I already have it coated all over the brush, and I'm just like literally just tapping it. And then now it can go on evenly. With blush, I've been learning to add it a little bit higher up now, so it kind of accentuates my cheekbones. Now I'm actually going to set my liquid blush with an actual powder blush. This is obviously optional. If you feel like you can just use this and set powder, like a setting powder over this, totally up to you. The reason is that my face eats up blush so fast that I have to layer the blush, and even to the point where whenever I go out, I actually have to have a set of blush powder with me because my face absorbs it so fast. And this is my little dilemma because I have these here from Benefit. They have sent me these. This one's more corally and this one's more pinky. I actually think I'm going to use this, but I have literally so many blushes, I kid you not, that I haven't used, and I'm going to get to them eventually, but right now I'm really into Shelly. This is from Benefit Cosmetics. So when I do this, sometimes there's no need to add bronzer because I already added bronzer underneath it, but I'm going to add a little thin layer. So this might look like it's a lot, but trust me, when you set this all up, and then I actually go over with my foundation brush to like just do one last like touch to make sure everything's all blended in, obviously, but I like to kind of go one last round with my foundation brush all over the face, and then I like to use a setting spray at the end. So this might look like a lot for you right now, but I promise you everything will be looking great. I have bronzer, right? But I don't want to make it look so obvious. I just bought this Maybelline Superstay 24-hour powder. This is in shade 332. This used to be my shade, but for some reason it looks so different on me with the powder. I have the actual foundation. Powder seems to either oxidize or just have a different, I don't know, something. It got darker. So I used this on my face once and I was like, fuck, I need to go a little bit lighter because this is way too dark on me. So now I've been using it as a bronzer, and it's not even like a bronzer. It's just like, it's like one shade darker, 1.5 shades darker than my skin, but it works perfect because like it doesn't make it look so obvious. It adds a little bit of color. I normally do highlight just a little bit. I don't do like aggressive highlight, but naturally I already have a highlight going on right here, but because I am going to be setting this and using the foundation brush to blend it all in, it's going to hide it a little bit. But I'm actually going to move forward with eyebrows and eyeshadow, only because I'm kind of running out of time here and I need to get this going. So I'm going to do my eyebrows first. For eyebrows, first I'm going to do is just tame them, comb them, and guide them. So right now I'm using the Precisely My Brow in shade number 4. I actually like to use a shade lighter than this. If I can do a shade 3.75 or even a little bit lighter than that, I can, but unfortunately I don't have any shades that are lighter than that. So this is actually a really good trick. This comes out warmer and also comes out a little bit darker than what I want them to look like. So what I normally do is just kind of go lightly on my brows, and how you do that is by holding it at the back of the wand and then just going so lightly. If you were to hold it up here, obviously you have more control and more pressure than having it up all the way in the back here. So I just kind of tap it lightly and just kind of feather out, move upward motions, and then in situations where I do feel like I have a lot, then I just use the spoolie part and then just kind of brush against it, and it kind of just diffuses it and makes it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to clean up a little bit of my eyebrows just to clean them up a little bit. I'm going to use the same color as my foundation shade, and I'm going to actually add it a little bit back here, and then I'm going to use a flat brush. This is the Mario Ariel Tejeda brush. So I'm actually going to add some to the top here just to clean up and sharpen. So what I do is I actually just leave it like that, and then next I go in with my Anastasia putty. I don't know what it actually is, but it's like a putty gel. I'm gonna use the back of my spoolie. What I'm just doing is just like setting my eyebrows, kind of combing them and making them feel and look more fluffy. My eyebrows have since grown a little bit, so I have a little bit on the top here, and I don't really like that, so I'm just going to just move them in the direction that I want them to go. Kind of like that, and I'm actually going to let that set, and then once that's set, I'm going to add a little bit of setting powder to help with the warmness that it's pulling on my skin, because I want it to be a little more ashier. So I'm just going to grab the same powder that I use from Cali Cosmetics and then the same brush. I'm not really digging in for a lot. What I'm doing is just setting the eyebrows, but also it's going to cool them down so it's not too warm. So I'm just lightly going over them like that, and they look white, promise you, but it will set and look a lot better. I'm not also putting a lot of pressure, because the more that I put pressure on, the more that it'll rub and come off. Now moving on to eyes really quick. It's going to be really simple. I'm actually using the Mario Mattes Master Mattes palette. I'm going to use this color right here. I don't know what shade this is. So I'm just going to coat this all over the crease. I'm also going to add that color all over the lid. So 5 and 8 with a fluffier blending brush, and I'm lightly going over just my crease. Just barely touching it. I like to kind of like drag my eye, like move my face up and look down, because it just kind of opens up my eye and kind of gives me that shape of like a bigger eyelid. So I'm going to leave it like this because I have 3, maybe 4 looks, and I want to start with something neutral on my eyes. And then towards the end of the shoot, then I can just change to my last outfit and then change my look. But also I carry with me like a glittery eyeshadow, liquid shadow. That way I can just plop it in instead of like having to take my whole entire palette and brushes. But it just kind of changes the look. That way you don't all your pictures look the same. So to finish this off, I'm actually going to mix these two down here and with an angle brush, and I'm just going to line my lash line. Sometimes I use liquid, sometimes I use eyeshadow, but I'm going for the softer look. Okay, now taking a little small fluffy brush, I'm just going to go in with these two and then add it down here. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of mascara, but I'm not going to use black mascara. I'm going to use a burgundy. If you can find a brown one, that's even better. I don't like to add so much contrast to the bottom of my eyes, because then it will look like I'm tired and just kind of pull off the tired and dark of my eyes on the pictures. So I use something a little bit lighter like this, or a brown one, but I literally just tap it. Just like the lashes won't look like they're so washed out with the eyeshadow and the foundation. Almost finishing up with the eyes, but I'm going to add a little bit of highlighter inside my eye. I would go with this one, but unfortunately, as you can see, it's literally blending in with the wall and the case, so that's way too white for me. So I'm going to use this, it's like a peachy neutral color, and then just adding it here in the inner tear duct. But I'm actually going to go a little bit higher so I can kind of mold and shape the contour that I added. Using the same brush, I'm going to add a little bit of a highlight up there, And this is my go-to. It's called Naked from MAC Cosmetics. It's a pigment. They have bigger pigment bottles, guys, but I don't even know how people even use that because it's a pigment. A little amount goes a long way. I kid you not. I've had this for years and it's still at the top. I use this all the time. I don't understand how people actually finish their pigments because I use this all of the time. Whenever I do my makeup, I love giving myself a little like a neutral highlight, and I don't even know how I'm going to be able to finish this little small bottle. So just a little highlight up there. Honestly, it's not shimmery. It's like satin. I have not forgotten the nose. As you can see, my face eats up powder really easily. So now I'm just going to go in and blend this out. This is the step where I go in with this brush and start blending. And then I go in back with this brush and this powder and just start tapping it everywhere. This powder is a light mineral powder, it's called mineralized skin finish powder, but it's a very lightweight one. It's not going to be not nearly as what the 24-hour stay matte foundation from Maybelline is like, because that one's really thick. I just go around just to set everything. I really look like a little kid right now. I don't know how, but I look like back when I was in high school. I'm gonna add just a little bit of a highlight. I don't really need too much, so I still have a natural glow from what I already had. What I'm going to do is just add a little bit here and here. Just here and here. And then here, I'm just tapping it a little bit like this. Not too much, obviously. I'm using this one. This is from Too Faced. This is already discontinued, by the way. I bought it like literally 2 years ago. And I still have all my makeup from like more than 2 years ago, by the way, so don't come at me. What I'm gonna do last right now is actually set my foundation, my skin, and my eyes using the Charlotte Tilbury. We're gonna finish up this makeup look, but this is the hardest part for me, is the lips. I just saw a video from Desi Perkins yesterday and I really love her lip color. I didn't realize that I had this lip color because it was from her collaboration like years ago. So let me use it. Let me use this Dose of Colors Katy and Desi collaboration. It's called My Main. It is, I think, like a satin lip cream or lipstick. But I like this color so much that I'm going to use it. It looks like my actual skin lip color. This is the lip color. The lip liner that I was going to use originally, I might still use it, but it looks more pink, and I don't know if I want to use this color for the look that I'm going. My next favorite color is from KKW Beauty, and honestly, I don't know if I said this before, but I love KKW Beauty's lip liners. They're so creamy. They last a very long time. She came out with a holiday set, and I literally bought all of the sets when they were so cheap, and they were like $10. Anyways, I think my favorite color is actually Classic Kim. I think I'm going to use Classic Kim, but my second runner-up was 90 Supermodel. But 90 Supermodel is like a lighter version of the lip cheat from Charlotte Tilbury. I really don't want this to look too pink though, so I think I'm going to kind of neutralize this a little bit. Okay, finished makeup look. What I'm going to do is, this is makeup look for maybe 1, 2, and 3, or maybe 1 and 2. And then what I'm going to do later is use a liquid eyeshadow stick, and then I'm going to wrap that in there. And then what I'm going to do too is add some eyeliner and then kind of mute this out a little even more, so it's not, maybe just do a little bit of a gloss instead of a lipstick. But what I'm doing right now is just get ready, because I have 30 minutes to get ready and I'm going to do my hair still. So I'll show you the finished results when I'm done. But this is the final look, guys. Hopefully you like it. Happy to do more. My hair is still a work in progress. I curled it a little bit, but it's all messed up on this side now, so I have to work with it. I'm literally about to kill this right now because I have to get going to my photo shoot in like the next 20 minutes. So this is the end result. Hopefully you guys end up liking what this ended up looking like, and I also will post some pictures here from my photo shoot, that way you guys can see what it looks like on camera and also on pictures. So thanks for watching this video and supporting me. All descriptions will be listed down below. Make sure that you like and also subscribe, help my channel out, because your girl is back. Bye guys!